Wow, you are joking. This place really is nice.
Nice? I've been up for 3 days looking for this place. All you can come up with is nice?
But why? Weren't you in a place like this the last time you did a review?
Well, technically, Tim brought me and Tyler here last time we did a review, and Tim didn't bother to tell us where it was. So, I had to find the location myself. Granted, I didn't find the same room as before, but this place is nice.
How did you manage to stay awake for so long?
6-pack of Mountain Dew Kickstart.
Snap, crackle, and pop! How are you not bouncing off the walls right now?
Because, Ashley, I'm a professional dedicated to behaving as my job inquires.
So dedicated that you haven't shaved in 3 days?
Secondly, most of my energy has been claimed by mental exhaustion.
Ah. Is it because of this?
The Swan Princess 2. From a grown-up point of view, I was surprised that The Swan Princess didn't hold up very well, and now it begs the question even more as to why a sequel was made.
And if you want just a rough estimate of how bad the movie is before we begin, not only did many of the original actors want nothing to do with this movie, but the entire thing is currently available on YouTube. Clearly, Ness did not want to claim copyright on this movie because that would mean acknowledging that they had something to do with it.
After the recycled opening credits from the first movie with the lazy addition of a subtitle, we open on a man setting a trap with several crossbows, and climbing a tree with no handholds. Either Ness forgot to animate them because they're cheap, or this guy is Spider-Man.
Then we cut to the castle. Bridget, still inexplicably a good guy despite helping Rothbart in the last movie, is setting up Derek and Odette's anniversary dinner.
Real nice. Much romantic.
Wait a minute. Did she just talk? Bridget talks? What is this madness? If she had any charm at all as a character, it was because of that trait. And now it's gone.
Meanwhile, Derek is ignoring the anniversary dinner in favor of preparing for the arrival of the King of Wait. What? Derek, don't think your record from the last movie's been wiped clean. We haven't forgotten when you said,
"What else is there?"
And now it's...
Odette awaits you for dinner, sir.
Oh, thanks. I'll be there in just 2 minutes.
More like 20.
Derek has no intention of trying harder, because he abandons dinner to go fight a fire started by this nameless henchman.
Wouldn't a society like this deem a prince too important a person to fight fires?
Is he the only qualified firefighter?
Well, no, Bromley's helping out.
Like I said, is he the only qualified firefighter?
The animals are helping too. Sort of.
I would take them over Bromley any day. But, since when could the prince talk to the animals? Wouldn't that have solved quite a few issues during the last film?
So he really is talking to them in this movie? You sure I just haven't been hitting this too hard?
No fear! Oh, I hate it when he says that.
At the very least, we can be thankful that they're consistently correct in character. Speed is still monotonously sarcastic, Jean-Bob is still pretentious, and Puffin is still the only competent character.
Why would someone want to burn our fields?
I'll tell you why. To lead a daring young prince into a trap.
After showing how cheaply this movie is animated in comparison to the original, they couldn't even afford to keep that face angry for the right amount of time. Anyway, the fires are now being put out, and Derek is told that his and Odette's anniversary was that night.
Today's our anniversary? I'm so sorry.
You've been busy.
Yeah, but that's no excuse. From now on, you come first.
Okay, no. By this point, Derek being good at relationships is clearly out of character.
We're introduced to the true villain of this movie, Claudius.
Too bad you didn't live to see this day, old partner of mine. We conquered the Forbidden Arts together, and then you drove me underground. Until you met Prince Derek. I will get the forbidden arts. I will prove my greatness. And I will destroy Derek, the boy you were too weak to defeat.
Does this villain have a gripping backstory?
Nope.
Will this backstory inform his motivation much throughout the rest of the movie?
Not a chance. The only reason he made that little rant is that so the audience could realize, yep, that sure happened.
Hurry up, Knuckles.
Apples.
So unprofessional.
So, the plot is to defeat Derek and steal the forbidden arts from the castle. But let's focus on the bigger failing in this plan's logic. Why does he need to defeat Derek first before getting the forbidden arts? You keep setting these fires as distractions, yeah? Why not use those distractions to sneak into the castle and steal the forbidden arts, while everybody this movie's budget can afford to draw is off fighting the fires?
No time for that, Ashley. We have bigger things to worry about. You Berta's birthday!
You're still here, you're still kicking, even though you're 50!
Okay, I don't care what time period it is. Don't bring up a woman's age like that.
Well, at least someone in this movie is finally given a solid age. But she's looked that way through all of the movies. Let's say Derek and Odette are in their 20s. That means Uberta was 30 when Odette was born. Either that's a really hard 30 or a spectacular 50, considering how much energy she still has.
Not so spectacular for us when she uses all that pumped up energy to whine.
Someone has set his fields afire. Uberta?
It's more than I can bear! Now Derek is sure to forget my birthday!
Not to mention, she's more concerned with her birthday than the news of fires that could damage property and cause emotional anguish. She's like the Kardashians, except she's not the cause of that emotional anguish.
Next up is the picnic to make up for the missed anniversary.
No one ever told me what happened last night.
Your prince almost got me killed, is what? There you go. Exaggeration again. Exaggerating. How'd you like to act?
And now it's time to play a little game to determine just how illogically this movie is written. The question is, how will Odette react to the situation before her?
A, what's going on, you guys? B, you guys are acting awfully suspicious. Or C, don't pick on Jean-Bob.
Don't pick on Jean-Bob.
But then Derek bails on her again because he found some...
You dirty swine! I will
Ashley, calm down. Calm down. Rogers and Bromley have found some evidence regarding the fires that were set by Napples and... I'm sorry, Napples' name just started sounding funny. Okay, fine, Ashley. The floor is yours.
You dirty swine! I will end you! Last time you shared a scene with Odette, you promised that she'd come first. All this investigation has to go on is an arrow, a piece of cloth, and...
A mold of the suspect footprint!
You know, if Rogers and Bromley are so good at this detective stuff, send them out to look for more evidence. Have your picnic, and then you can go after the guy.
And with Bromley on the case, I deduced that you'd be able to have 5 picnics in the time it'll take.
Can you also deduce how much lower Derek will sink into the pool of completely black morality by guessing what else he will abandon in favor of hunting for the criminal?
His mother's birthday.
You're finally getting the detective stuff down.
Hey.
Then we finally get a song in this musical adventure. Odette sings about how she misses the spark she and Derek had before he was always busy. It's mostly recycled footage.
No illusions. He's a man who has many dreams, but it's so confusing.
May I have this dance, Prince Derek? Sure, Rogers, but Bromley gets one first.
Magic of love.
Back at the palace, the budget can't afford any company to the Queen's birthday, and she's crying about it.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday.
Oh, it's okay, Uberta. You'll always have...
That's right. Chamberlain will always be here, because his voice actor will always keep coming back, even for the Swan Princess Christmas. Believe me, we're dreading the day that we have to look at that.
Hello down there! Hello!
Stranger danger! Stranger danger!
Kill it with fire! Don't you know what clowns do to people?
They're having a big party for you over at Swan Lake.
At least don't go with him. He's clearly a creep.
Our new destination?
My place.
No one spoils my birthday!
Hey, what do you... Stop it! Don't you know the rules?
If you have to explain to your victim the rules of a kidnapping, then obviously you're not being a very good villain because you were born with an impairment on being intimidating. Unless you think putting a hole in the ransom note, then making the envelope and the hole disappear from the lair altogether is considered intimidating.
Ah! Continuity errors! My one weakness.
Are you done?
Ah, yep. I'm good.
You'll never get away with it because you are a bad person, and bad people stand no chance against good people, like my son, Prince Derek.
I don't know which lapse in logic is worse, that she thinks good people always win, or that she thinks Derek is a good person.
And as you can tell, she still refuses to validate Claudius as a villain.
Where's the gag? Give me anything. A sock.
But I'm not even talking about kidnapping a queen, just your basic kidnapping. Yeah.
I don't hear you.
Yeah.
I'm not listening.
Yeah. You will walk 5 steps behind me. No more, no less. Favorite birthday treat is cucumber sandwiches and peppermint tea. Go.
She is the queen.
Really? How nice. How thoughtful. And what are you, Miss Susie Homemaker? And what am I? A piece of lint?
Well, you're about as threatening as one.
I have to remind you that I'm about to become the most powerful man in the world.
Oh, so that's why we's doing this.
At first it was clearly Bromley, but I think we're starting to actually have some competition for Incompetent of the Year.
If I'd have been there for her birthday, this wouldn't have happened. It's my fault.
Yeah, pretty much.
I want you two to go to Mother's castle.
What? Me? With him?
The note says I have to come alone. If I don't, he'll attack Mother's kingdom.
Now hold on a moment. If you're going alone, you shouldn't have to worry about the kingdom being attacked. You should worry more about Odette. Don't leave her there alone.
But she's not alone. She has Chamberlain.
Don't worry, Derek. If anything happens, my quiver is full.
You mean you're filled with quivering, don't you?
God bless the existence of this character.
Now we come to Steven's favorite part of the movie.
The ending?
No, silly. The song about how people are there for one another because that's what you do for a friend. Oh, that's what you do for a friend. That's what you do for a friend, my friend. That's what you do for a friend. That's what you do for a friend. Oh, that's what you do for a friend. That's what you do. Oh, so now you're singing to Claudius' level.
Just make it stop.
Cute. Catchy. Didn't work.
Didn't work, huh? Then why was it in the movie?
Now it's time for Napples to play Martha Stewart. I really wish I was joking. In the Queen's cell.
Put the seascape back in the center. Put the portrait of the ugly man above the couch. And, get rid of that tacky velvet thing altogether.
Yes, Your Highness.
I'm starting to feel like these guys are so non-threatening that she's sucked herself into a delusion that she's being punked in regards to her birthday. And willingly or not, they're feeding into her delusions.
You are a hostage! And you're supposed to be minding the traps.
I was serving Her Majesty.
Your job is to put an end to Derek. Now don't come back here until you've done it, or else.
Or else what?
Well, don't bother me with details.
Odette is eating lunch at the castle for a few seconds before she's interrupted.
And in a rare moment of consistency with his motivation, Clavius follows in his quest to outdo Rothbard by, you guessed it, actually eating their lunches.
But when Derek comes back...
Derek ain't coming back. He's walking into a trap. A Clavius trap.
No!
No! Not the keys! Anything but the keys! Anyhow, Bridget can get to the Forbidden Arts before Clavius can, so they begin their journey through a forbidden passage.
No fear!
Okay, that's the third time. If you want to reference an infinitely superior song from the infinitely superior first movie, fine. Just don't be so lazy as to actually sing it, okay? You're pushing my buttons, movie.
No, it's not that. It's me.
It's you! Oh, Rothbart's little stew!
It's her? Rothbard's former henchman turned out to be Rothbard's former henchman? So they engage in another sports-themed chase like in the last movie. Wait, go back! He had it in his hands. Then she said hike, and he threw it to her?
Either he was part of Pavlov's little-known series of experiments on football, or this guy is as mentally incompetent as he is unintimidating. My point exactly.
I don't want that singing here. Uh-oh.
And if you're wondering just how many times no fear has been referenced in this movie, we're done counting, it's too much.
Derek, meanwhile, is walking into the traps Napples is orchestrating, defying the laws of physics, motion, and probability on many levels at each turn. And then, a wolf. But then he sets a branch on fire and scares it away. Wait, when did he do that? Oh. Don't you just love low-budget, last-minute animation?
But despite elaborate traps designed to kill, it is a chance swing over a pit of quick mud that ultimately brings him down.
You can't let me die like this.
Wanna bet?
Help me! Help me! I beg you, please.
You know, Napples is incompetent enough to give in to your plea, but you gotta actually mean it, Derek. Try to put some emotion into those lines.
Maybe this is just karma finally catching up to him. Looks like this is it for our so-called hero, Prince Derek. So close.
Oh, man.
Octet? How did you...
And why are you a swan? Were they that desperate to justify this sequel?
Well, Jean-Bob was stupid enough to lock us in my cell, so I had no other choice.
Back at the castle, Clavius abducts the orb in the most simple of ways. He snatches it out of their hands.
Good work, British. I was afraid old Clavius was going to find us.
Wow. Now this is a real race for the Incompetent of the Year award.
And it wouldn't even be necessary if they would just look up. It seems implied that he's invisible here, but based on this movie's logic, it doesn't seem like Clavius has magical powers yet. Hence why he needed the orb.
Clavius is taking us? All right, John Bob, crank us up. Oh, sure. And after that, I'll fly around the world and reverse the Earth's rotation.
Did John Bob just make a Superman reference right before he accomplished the superhuman feat?
Clavius is getting away, but the animals cling. Now Derek just has to get there before them, which should be easy considering how far away the balloon is from Castle Mountain. What? What kind of mileage does that hot air balloon get?
Let's focus on what is supposedly important here. The bad guy has the magical orb now.
The power to create. Power to change. To destroy.
But not the power to kill. That's a very important restriction.
You may not like my newfound power, but I think it's totally hot. And you may hate the way I use it, but am I concerned? I'm not.
Well, I can't really say much about this song, except it's bland, forgettable, and nowhere near as entertaining as Roth. Steven?
You gotta love it. Yeah, you gotta love it. Oh, you gotta love this power of mine. Oh, so rock and roll.
Are you done, Mr. Professional?
What?
Nice short.
Shut up! Now that Derek has reached the mountain, the climax is clearly upon us.
Oh no.
We just have one more detail to take care of.
You can't let me die like this.
No, no, no. Not happening. I know Derek is supposed to be the hero, but there's no way that he could have a near-death experience like that and actually fall for... Are you an idiot? Have you ever seen Beauty and the Beast, Derek? Evidently not.
Then, instead of dropping Odette right away, Neville actually brings her out in his wooden shell to the middle of the chasm to make a big show to nobody. I guess if he's gonna be that stupid, I can forgive the convenient tree route that allowed Derek to live.
Now what?
I didn't plan any further than this.
So you did plan for it to go this badly up until now. And how did the animals know that they were in trouble? Weren't they still trying to steal the orb from Clavius?
I guess that they decided it was a lost battle and started going home before they realized they could be useful again. Back in the mountain...
Well, you can change yourself into whatever you like. You'll always be a third-rate villain inside.
That's it. Everybody go home. No one gets to mock Clavius anymore. The Queen summed it up in one sentence.
He's so third-rate that his attempts to shut her up just result in turning her into various animals that are just as loud as she is. Clearly, the animators were just bored and they knew that the movie was already doomed by this point.
Don't you dare hurt my mother. What?
The man who I challenged to come find me so we could battle has found me and wants to battle?
I'll go with it.
And now we can no longer mock the lazy screenwriters, because this line pretty much sums up their thought process by the time they had gotten this far in the script.
I'm a prince. Hey, look! I'm a prince! I'm a frog again.
Okay, we get it. You finally came up with a payoff for that joke. Whoop-de-doo. But how exactly did a beam intending to harm Derek turn John Bob into a prince and then back again? And how did you hit the exact same wrong target twice in a row?
I'm gonna finish you one piece at a time.
My clothes. But John Bob, in a totally unexpected display of bravery, distracts Clavius long enough for Derek to get the orb, but at the cost of his life.
Bless me, and this whole place will blow.
Really? You know, villains aren't exactly mentally sound. They could do crazy things like that. You are risking the lives of your wife, mother, and friends, one of whom just sacrificed himself so you could save everyone, and putting it all to waste? Ladies and gentlemen, he's done it. He's finally done it. It took a bit of time and effort, but Derek has finally been able to surpass...
What else is there?
Congratulations, Derek! You are Incompetent of the Year.
Rather than shooting the balloon with magic and swiftly killing them all, Claudius decides to climb the balloon for the orb. He's already gained power from the orb. Does he still need it except to keep it away from others?
Then, of course, it falls and explodes, contradicting the fact that it was harmless as a bouncy ball during the castle scene.
Oh no! If that thing hits the ground, this whole place will explode!
Oh, I guess they were kind of careful with it during that scene. You know, except for when it bounced down an entire flight of stairs and crashed out of a glass window. And one more thing, Derek wasn't even there to hear that bit of exposition. How did he know that the forbidden arts would explode?
Let it go, Ashley. This movie's long enough, even though it's barely an hour long. If we backtrack now, we're never gonna get done.
So after we ignore the scientific sin that is their escape from an exploding volcano in a hot air balloon, it's time to see if a theory from the first movie can change Odette human and bring Jean-Bob back to life.
Super sexy, recycled, and lazily adding Jean-Bob transformation sequence, go! Now you might be wondering how they constructed this magic so that it would bring Jean-Bob back to life. Well, in the last movie, defeating Rothbart broke the spell and brought Odette back to life, so there.
But Jean-Bob wasn't under a spell, he was just dead.
Oh. Oh look, Bridget and Chamberlain are hugging. They have a thing. Remember that, audience?
Next!
So Derek and Odette finally get that picnic and guess what happens?
Derek, the King of Lincolnshire has arrived, sir.
Tell him I'm on a picnic with a princess.
Good answer.
Except for one thing. She's not a princess. I know we haven't touched on that so far, but Odette is a queen. She got married to Derek. In fact, that was a huge focus of Huberta's motivation for the last movie. She wanted Derek to get married because the kingdom needed a king. And the two of them did get married, so they are king and queen now. Stop parading yourself as a princess, Odette! No, I'm not giving in to your tricks, movie. You've lost me. I don't care if you're trying to play the only good song you ever had to begin with. It will not work!
Sure as the dawn brings the sunrise, we've an unshakable bond.
Destined to last for a lifetime and beyond. Far longer than forever.
Far longer than forever.
I swear that I'll be true.
I swear that I'll be true.
I've made an everlasting vow to find a way to you. Far longer than forever, like no love ever known.
And with your love,
I'll never be alone.
Much stronger than four.
Wait, what? Knuckles? Who the heck is... Oh my gosh.
Hurry up, Knuckles.
Maybe you should have said his name a few more times in the movie. Because I heard Napples!
No fear.
and now a rap version of No Fear.
Preservation is not sure. Let me give you the word. You're not the only one who's ever...
With the good guys and the bad guys singing together?
Yeah, I can't take this no more!
Feeling okay, boss?
What happened to me?
I think your rage broke, Steven.
You sure about that?
Well, you got so angry that you smashed the Sandlot 2 and crashed from all that Mountain Dew kickstart, so yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I guess it's a good thing I finally got all that anger out of my system. It's been in there since winter. It's been killing me.
I'm glad you feel better, boss.
Me too.
So, with that out of the way, how did you feel about the movie?
It sucked! This movie is awful. I can't even believe how awful. You stack up the actual feature with a ton of recycled footage, new animation of lesser quality, songs that are either forgettable or annoying, characters that in real life would have to be inebriated to be this dumb, and a universe, even a magical one, that makes even less sense than its predecessor.
All it's got going for it is an inferior pop version of its best song, but then it gets to the credits and continues to make mistakes. This is the only movie I've seen that continues to epically fail even after it's technically over.
Okay, look, I just got off a really bad, I don't even know. So I don't want to think about this too hard anymore, okay? Let's just get to the plot holes and get this over with.
Why didn't Clavius use the fires he had set as distractions and steal the forbidden arts then?
It's unclear because he jumps between the idea of stealing the arts to kill Derek and killing Derek so he can steal the arts.
If Clavius wanted to fight Derek to prove he was superior to Rothbart, why did he set so many traps instead of sticking to the plan of luring Derek straight to him?
Well, if he's having Knuckles set...
Knuckles. I'm not calling him that.
Okay. If he's having Knuckles set traps, technically Clavius is the one who came up with the traps. I guess technically you could qualify that as killing somebody, but that's the lame route to go.
If Bridget can use the magic of the forbidden arts to change Odette to a swan, why not use the magic to defeat Clavius right then and there?
Heck if I know.
Why did Derek send Rogers and Bromley to protect his mother's kingdom, leaving Odette alone? He was going alone, so was there even a threat?
Extra precaution, I'd say. Villains can and will lie about these things. Plus, Derek had no way of knowing that there was only 2 of them operating.
Why didn't the orb explode while bouncing down the stairs? If one long fall will detonate it, why not several repeated hits by the stairs?
Maybe it needs to be one big collision?
How did Derek know the orb would explode if he got blasted?
I guess one could logically reason that a powerful burst of magic meeting the source could cause it to go nuts. Very loose reasoning applied there, though.
How did the magic from Odette's transformation bring Jean Bao back to life when he wasn't under any kind of spell?
I'll let you have this one.
Because the magic in this universe makes jack sense. How does nobody see anybody when they are just above or below or hanging off of something?
Forget poor eyesight and peripheral vision. You'd have to be entirely blind to miss them. So how long was I out?
About a day and a half.
I need to shave.
And shower.
Yeah, thanks. And, thanks for helping me out on this again.
Don't thank me yet. We're only halfway there. We still have 2 more to do.
Can't wait.
Oh no, you don't need 2 of these. You don't need to overdo it again.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Every day's gonna be a vacation. Now I'm the king of gratification. I'll do whatever.